In the Raptor, you have a little button that lets you move the mirrors inside. Here, I have only one mirror, and I certainly don't need to move it inside because it's so tiny. Yeah, it's a lot more comfortable in the Raptor, but you know what? It's a lot more fun in Billy. Have you ever wondered what almost 50 years of continuous engineering development have done to a pickup truck's off-road ability? Well, I certainly have, and luckily we have two vehicles that sort of kind of compare. This is a 1968 Ford Bronco half cab, a pickup truck if you will. It has a V8 that when it was new put out almost 200 horsepower. And this, of course, is a 2014 Ford Raptor. It has a V8 that puts out just over 400 horsepower. So, let's take them both off-road and see how they compare. Yes, I know this is not quite apples to apples. It's more like, well, let's say Red Delicious to Granny Smith, but they are both Fords. They both have V8s. And they're both off-road worthy. Let's just find out what the difference is between the two that 50 years of development has wrought.
Okay, good. Passenger, there you go.
In the Raptor, all you have to do is turn on the engine, turn the lever to 4H, and you're in 4x4 high. And if you're a little worried about getting stuck, then you just pull out the little lever, and now you've locked the rear differential. Locked! Locked! Both hubs are now locked. And here's the fun part. I gotta put it in four-wheel drive. And let's go into four-wheel drive high. So I have to be able to get this lever into four-wheel drive, but sometimes it doesn't want to go into gear. So you have to kind of nudge the truck a little bit before it'll engage. Like that. It's really that simple. Of course, not near as simple as doing it in the Raptor. So far, so good. Not struggling at all. This engine has plenty of torque, which is one of the things you, of course, need to have good off-road ability. And the secret weapon that this Bronco has over that Raptor is that it's small and thin. Sometimes when you go off-road, width is not your friend, and this is certainly one of those cases. The other big difference is with the Bronco, I can really tell what the wheels are doing. With the Raptor, not so much. There's just a sense that there's a lot of space and a lot of metal underneath me. The Bronco, you smell it, you feel it, and you live it. This, you're part of the environment, but you're also, in a way, set aside from the environment. This is posing no issues whatsoever to our little Bronco Billy. I'm wondering how this Bronco would do if you actually lifted it and gave it some proper off-road clearance. I'm betting it would be pretty darn good. Under the hood of the Bronco is a surprise, at least for you guys that don't know classic cars. It's the same engine that was in the Mustang of the same generation. It's a 289 V8, and when it was new, it put out about 200 horsepower. Today, I'm thinking it puts out substantially less, but you know what? It doesn't matter because this Bronco is so light that this V8 is plenty powerful for what we're doing with it. Now there are, of course, big differences between the Raptor and the Bronco. And the biggest of which I would say is the fact that in here I have air conditioning, heated and cooled seats, power steering, power brakes, Bluetooth, intermittent wipers, navigation, all the modern conveniences of a brand new vehicle, of course. Under the hood of the Raptor, well, guess what? It's also a Ford V8, except this one has a lot more horsepower, over 400, 6.2 liters of American V8 that powers the rear wheels or all four wheels. And this is certainly plenty powerful enough for what is a big and heavy truck. This suspension has just so much travel that it's just soaking up these bumps like it's nothing. It's very straightforward and it's very easy to go off-road with it. It's more of a point-and-shoot vehicle. You almost, in some ways, and there's a big caveat here, don't have to select your path, but you know, off-road you always do. But when big things get in your way, the Raptor just kind of says, no problem, and just crawls right over them. Yeah, it's remarkable just how well almost 50-year-old technology is doing. In some ways, I think the Bronco is a better off-road vehicle because it's, kind of think of it as a modern side-by-side, you know? Except that it has a lot more utility in the back, and it's a lot cooler in some ways. What we have is a V8, and you don't get that in a side-by-side or an ATV, huh? No siree. You do get it in a 1968 Ford half-cab Bronco. I love this. This is so much fun. Hey Tommy, why is it every time we go off-road, God laughs at us? Literally laughs at us.
Yeah, it's no good.
So, you've been driving the Bronco and you've been driving the Raptor. What's your take?
So on the last bit, going up the hill.
You had to put it in 4 low, I bet.
Yeah, so I couldn't maintain a low speed in 4 high. I mean, it would either be full on, full off. These non-power brakes are not fun right now. But once I got it into 4 low, it'll just crawl.
Yeah, once you get into 4 low, it crawls. Of course, there are other deficiencies like the fact that we don't have a parking brake, the fact that we don't have fuel injection and we're at 10,000 feet above sea level.
Well, and we're never going to get it out of 4 low now.
Yeah, we will. We'll get it out of 4 low. It's just going to take a little bit of
It's stuck in there forever.
We can't get back to Boulder in 4 low. That would take about, till tomorrow. There's just no substitute for modern fuel injection. Billy is unfortunately carbureted, and up here at altitude you lose a lot of power, and so Billy tends to want to bog down and stall, whereas the Raptor will just keep going. Fuel injection is just wonderful, especially up here at altitude. The other huge difference is the fact that there is very little difference in MPG. Raptor is getting about 13 to 14 MPG in real-world driving, and the Bronco about 13 or 14 MPG in real-world driving. Those old pickups with those 289s just were not very fuel efficient. That carburetor just sucked fuel like there was no tomorrow, whereas this fuel injection, of course, meters it out very precisely, giving you something that is, 3 times the weight and twice the size of the Bronco, and making it just as fuel efficient. So in some ways, modern technology has really helped. But if you're looking for sheer fun, well, that's a different story. Well, that was a lot of fun, and of course, the Raptor is a lot more capable and a lot more comfortable. But Billy, as Tommy likes to call him, is certainly very capable for almost a 50-year-old truck. Plus, Billy smells like gasoline and has just oodles of character. And sometimes, taking the hard road is a lot more fun than taking the easy road. As always, this is Roman saying, thanks for watching, and check out tfltruck.com for more news, views, and real-world reviews. And here's something I want to tell you. Next week, we're going to do a proper off-road mashup because we're getting the Ram Rebel. That's right. And what truck do you think we're going to compare it to? The 68 or the 2014 Raptor? Of course, the 2014 Raptor. So be sure to subscribe below so that we can show you that video first. See you next time. Ciao. I'll let you listen to the rumble of the V8, which is actually really good. The little hiss and whine of the vacuum motor as it tries to move this one windshield wiper back and forth. Can you see that? Actually, you can see that. It's a cacophony of period sound. And that's what really makes being in this vehicle so much fun. It's like you've taken one small step and you've landed in the 1960s. My co-driver Tommy did a great job, but there's one other difference that's important. This has an all-metal roof, so if we get hit by lightning, we're cool. The half cab, come on with me. So if we get hit by lightning in this, we probably don't have that.
Well, maybe it is fiberglass.
I think it is fiberglass. I think what happens is, a lot of people think that if you get hit by lightning, I'm saying that out here, what happens is the tires protect you. It's actually the fact that you're in a steel cage. And here you might be in a fiberglass / steel cage, so you wouldn't be protected. So let's call this a day and let's head on back down to town. Tommy, you up for it?
Yeah, let's do it.